you guys able to do in practice today?
Yeah, we just had a good film session. Just to process how the game went last night. Sometimes there's a lot of positives in a loss, and we felt that about the game last night. You can have a confidence-building takeaway, from the game, even if you don't win. And there were some things we could have definitely done better, but there was a lot of really good possessions where they made a really tough shot at the end of the clock. And sometimes that happens, and you live with the result. What we're encouraged by is, that we held the team to 44% shooting. I'm sorry, not 44%, 44 points in the paint. Okay, which is something we're trying to build and show progress with our defense. And we got a lot of contests on their threes, even though they made tough shots. So there's reason to be encouraged there. And then our offensive rating was 131 for the game without Kevin Durant. So we're continuing to build our spacing and our extra pass mindset with how we're playing. So despite the loss, encouraged with what we saw on the tape.
What was Kevin able to do today?
Yeah, he did some no contact parts of practice, and then they did some stuff with the medical team, involving sprint work and really trying to test it out. He's still meeting with them to report where that is all at. So I don't have a listing for him right now, but by 5 p.m. today we'll have some.
But even just hearing that he still got work to do, is that an encouraging sign? Is that they're tweaking with him to see if
making progress, getting closer. Yeah.
And Nazir, what's his status?
He's still dealing with the knee soreness. He did not participate today.
Are you surprised? I know that I don't know how involved you get in the fan voting, but the Devin didn't even make the top 10 in backcourt voting.
All-star voting is happening. I didn't know. I had no idea that was happening, and that's shocking. I don't think that would persist. A lot of those times, those things are driven by bigger markets, but he's the best in the game, in my opinion. So, I'm sure that number will climb.
Book had mentioned last night he felt the Clippers, they came out and were the ones to punch first, wanting to have more fight from the Suns team. What steps do you need to see from this group to be able to do that and to start with that energy? Yeah,
just the disposition overall. But we had some covers things early in that first quarter that I can tighten up as the head coach. And they can bring a little more fight just to start the game. But I think the totality of the game, was pretty good with what we're asking them to do defensively. And like I said, I'm encouraged.
What was kind of your assessment of this, how your role players performed last night? Obviously an opportunity to step up with Kevin out and against a playoff type opponent.
Definitely ways they can be better. But overall, I thought we got some really positive energy from those guys, and our vet guys or our starters, high minute guys, whatever you want to call them, they get juiced up, when guys like Bol, guys like Chimezie, Keita, Jo, when they make whatever type of plays, knocking down an open three, making an extra pass, diving on a loose ball, getting a key block, like Jo had on Harden, that energizes our group, so those guys, have a pivotal role in what we're trying to get done, especially when you got a guy like KD out. I think those guys did a good job.
What are you looking for those guys to just accomplish now that Brad's back, and kind of what kind of focuses are you setting for some of those guys just to get done in this time?
The role players?
Yeah, the role players.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has different rules for what that role looks like. Yeah. But they have to come in and they got to really execute the game plan at a higher level while they're doing the energy things that are lifting up our group. There's just a handful, too many breakdowns, and when you're not an everyday player, sometimes it's those habits take a little longer to build and be sharp on. But we're going to raise the bar on what's expected of them.
Bol had talked about just being a little sharper in his second game, that he was, getting heavy minutes. How did you see him take steps forward?
Yeah, I thought offensively, he was brilliant. With his shot making, his playmaking, stayed away from bad shots, stayed away from turnovers, and really made some high level plays. That showed us that he's somebody that can really help us. Defensively, I thought the guys made some tough shots over him. But he's out there competing, you know what I mean? So I'm happy with his performance for sure.
Based on what you saw today with Kevin, do you think he'll play tomorrow?
not going to weigh in on that. It's really, it's going to be the reporting and of how it felt. He moved pretty good, but it's all whether he's still having pain in there. With the hamstring, okay, if there's still pain in there, that's a sign that it could turn into something bigger. So it's going to be predicated on the reporting with the medical team.
You mentioned the Paul George actions last night, but in terms of the way you guys were using Brad to help and contain some stuff and the recoveries off the doubles on Kawhi, did you like the execution there?
Some good, some bad. I mean, we let their guys get to their strong hand too often. We didn't get quite to shooters the way we want to get to shooters. I mean, we have 4 guys on the scouting report that we want to eliminate the attempts. Okay, and those guys made 16 of their 18 threes. They're heavily contested, good defense types of possessions. But the best defense against a laser 3-point shooter is they don't shoot the ball. You know what I mean? And so we got to get to them better. But still encouraged with what we saw.
Now, to expand on what he was asking for Kevin, in the past 2 Januaries, Kevin's missed substantial time. That 2022, that MCL injury in Brooklyn, and then last year before, this team acquired him. So is that chalked up to mere coincidence, or are you taking precautions based on that trend with that right leg?
Not taking precautions. The injuries from the past I can't even speak of, but those were different injuries. I mean, we managed this injury, in an isolated way. You know what I mean? If he's able to play, he's going to be out there. If there's reason for concern and he's not quite ready, then he's not. Pretty simple. But the past doesn't really have anything to do with that.
So, what do you see with Miami when you look at them right now?
Yeah, I haven't studied them a ton yet. They played the Clippers the other day, so I watched that game. But we know who they are. They're a tough-minded culture. They play hard as hell, and they play the game the right way. And they're going to be well prepared. So, always a tough out. We're going to have to play well to beat them.
What have you seen from Hawk as the rookie?
Yeah, well, I actually got to see him play quite a bit at UCLA. Being in LA the last few years, and he's their kind of player. Really scrappy, tough-minded guy. Plays the game the right way. Versatile offensively. Shoots the ball like a on the floor. He's a good pickup for them.
Were you at any of those fabled UCLA runs?
No.
Okay.
I saw him practice though a couple times.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
I'm just curious how you guys have tried to adjust to one of the 3 hours, now with it being cut. It's been like this whole season, not having it all together, but just the 4 games.
Yeah, I think, the guys just have to be ready to step up because it's been any given of the 3, at any point. So guys just have to be ready, and I think it's more so just on guys just staying locked in and knowing that, the lineup could change at any minute. So I think we've, for the amount of time it's happened, we've done a pretty good job of that.
Curious defensively, what do you feel like went wrong in the first half
Last night, man, they made a lot of tough shots. They got some easy looks early, and then from there they were rolling. Obviously, they got some really good players over there, tough shot makers. So, they saw a couple go in, and then they just kind of snowballed from there.
In terms of where you were going with the defensive game plan, with Brad helping off and all that, how did you assess the execution? Because like you said, a lot of tough shots.
Yeah, I think the ball found guys that we wanted it to find, and obviously they just made shots. At times, we watched the film today. We were literally right there in their faces, and they were still making tough shots. So we got to give credit to them, and they can. If this was a playoff series, and they would have to beat us, 4 times doing that, which I believe is really hard.
Offensively, when the closeouts have been strong on you, you've been able to put it on the deck and get to the rim. How would you assess that part of your game at this point?
Yeah, it's been good. Just getting downhill, making quick decisions. You got to hold on to the ball a little bit more in certain situations, but I think just getting downhill and putting pressure on the rim, I think it gives us another dimension offensively. And then, once I get down there, just making the right play.
On the outside looking in, just like with the numbers on your 3-point shot, there's a story there. But for you, when did you really start to develop a leading game range?
I think it's been a work in progress. I didn't shoot that many threes in college, and then my first first 2 years, really, when I was in the G League, it was kind of just whatever. And then I would say probably this summer was when I really locked in on it. Obviously, over the course of the last couple of years, I've been shooting them more, but I felt like that was a part of my game that needed to improve. And I need to be more confident doing that. And then, this summer I just went in and worked on it.
You got a few good ones off for Nigeria. How much did those games help with trying out a new part of your game?
Yeah, no, those definitely help. Obviously, the line's a little closer in FIBA. So as far as getting the confidence to shoot threes and picking my spots and stuff, yeah, that definitely helped.
You feel like this era in NBA basketball, it's essential for all bigs to have that shot?
Yeah, honestly, for myself, I wasn't necessarily a big fan of shooting threes. Like I said, in college, I was more on the block, mid-post type, just because I feel like that's where I have fun playing the game. But yeah, I feel like the way that it's going, you have to either be able to put pressure on the rim or be able to space the floor. So yeah.
You've been in a situation that Yuta's in now where you want to play you got a shot, you start playing more. What's that like not playing, but you know you can play and waiting on that shot?
Honestly, just staying ready. It's a tough situation to be in, but it's just a case where everybody can't play, and I think we all understand that as players, and we've been playing for a long time. So just staying ready. I feel like he's been doing a great job. He's there. He's cheering us on. Just not bringing the morale of the team down or anything. So and at the end of the day, it always swings back around. So if you work hard and keep your head up, it's going to come back around.
Maybe I don't know if you saw the early fan votes came out for the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Votes not even among the top 10 guards in the West.
Yeah, I saw that. That's ridiculous. That's pretty crazy. I mean, those are all fan votes, right? Yeah. So that's
Where's the disconnect?
Huh?
Where's the disconnect?
I don't know, man. I honestly couldn't tell you. But yeah, that's ridiculous. We all know he's going to be in the game, so it doesn't really matter at this point.
We went through this 5 years ago when the Suns weren't winning. Only had 19 wins that season. So you guys being at 500 or barely above 500, do you feel like that could contribute to that?
Honestly, I mean, they've shown that winning doesn't necessarily take precedent when it comes to picking the all-stars. So I don't. Honestly, I really don't have an answer for you because there's been guys that have been last place in their conference and have gone to the All-Star game. So if they're just basing off the individual performances, he's had some pretty crazy games this year. So like I said, I'm pretty sure he'll be in the game when the time comes.
I mean, the outlier in that context of what I said was Austin Reeves, and the Lakers are basically.
Yeah. Was he in the? I mean, it's the Lakers at the end of the day. They probably they get a little bias here and there. So yeah.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
What have you been working on and trying to get back into the rotation?
My strengths, like 3-point, stuff like that. I mean, I'm not shooting well this year. And in the practice, I've been shooting well, so I know it's mental stuff, but still, I still gotta come in. I gotta get a lot of shots up, stay in shape, and 2 or 3 times a week we've been playing some pickups. So it's been tough, and like I said, I wasn't handling the pressure really well this year. So I gotta get my mind right. I gotta get my mental right, and next time I step in, I gotta prove that I still can play. Because this team, we have a lot of guys that can play at the high level. So playing for the minutes, competing for the minutes is really tough. So I gotta stay in the shape and be sharp.
You mentioned mentally, man. How challenging has it been to be watching, knowing that you feels like you could be contributing mentally?
know, I've been there. You know, especially my first 3-4 years, I was usually a bench guy. So it's not first time for me to just sit on the bench. But you know, I still gotta support my teammates. You know, I gotta happy for them. I gotta be happy for my teammates. So every time they score a big play, make a big play, I'm always standing up, clapping my hands, supporting my teammates. So I know it's tough, but at the same time, you know, we're on the same team, and we're aiming for the same goal. So you know, I gotta be a good teammate for them.
You said just getting your mental right. What goes into that for you personally and just working to build that confidence?
Just come in the gym every day, work on my game. I mean, that's all I gotta do, you know. Like, I mean, I feel like there's. I mean, I can try some meditation or stuff like that, but I mean, to be able to make shots in the game, I feel like being here every day, work on my game. That's the most important thing for me. So, you know, no matter what, like I gotta come in like no matter in the off day or after a game day or whatever. Like I gotta come in, get some shots up.
Something Jared Dudley, I don't know if you remember him as a player, he used to talk about is that one of the difficulties with your type of role is that some nights you might get 1 or 2 shots, sometimes you might take 11. You just never really know the number. How did that balance work for you in Brooklyn, and how do you kind of get back to that level of a shooter when you don't know night to night?
Just be ready no matter what. And like I'm a guy who okay with not taking like a lot of shots. Like I know my role. I know how I got here. And you know we have a guy like KD, Brad, Book. Like those guys can, I mean, they can score like every day, every night. So you know, if I don't get touches, like I'm fine with it. And you know, but they are great passers too, so they're gonna find me. So just be ready no matter what. And if they pass me the ball, just let it fly. If they don't, swing back to the defense. So that's the mentality I have to have.
How has the support been from your teammates?
I mean, they've been great. They've been talking to me every day, tell me stay confident, stay ready. Coaching staff too. I mean, I really like about Coach Vogel is like when we play pickup, he's here watching us playing pickup, and you know we play like 30, 40 minutes, even like sometimes an hour. He stay here watching like whole pickup, and after the game, he talked to like every guy like how we doing and stuff like that. So I really appreciate head coach doing stuff like that. So yeah, I mean teammates and coaching staff, they've been really supportive.
What's some of the things about the defense that you're looking to improve on? Can you name those? Being that Frank is so defensive minded, that's what basically brought you to do.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, like coaching staff been challenging us about the one-on-one defense, and you know we have great scheme, and we play. I mean, we practice like shells and everything every day. But at the end of the day, if we don't play good one-on-one defense, then there's no scheme and there's no team defense. So they've been challenging on us about the one-on-one, and you know I gotta be better on one-on-one defense for sure. So that's the thing I also been working on those pickups and stuff.
Thanks, Yuta.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Yuta.
it. Appreciate it.